What's up, vloggy vlog? I am 6 weeks out today. It is Saturday, it is Saturday, August 27th. So this marks 6 weeks out. Prep is literally getting rough, let me tell you. I am pretty hungry, always tired, but thankful for it at the same time. Like, I'm not really complaining. Really, the cardio is what's just getting me. It's just because a couple days a week I have 2-a-days. So that's kind of rough, but I'm getting used to it. Not terrible. I actually get excited waking up for fasted cardio because it really sets my tone for the day and it makes me feel productive first thing in the morning. And I'm officially waking up at 5 a.m. with no alarm clock. Like, that's just my natural wake up time, which I'm also not complaining about because I like getting an earlier start to my day. Gives me time for some quiet in the mornings before the whole world is hustling and bustling. So very exciting. Right now I'm heading to Marshall's because I'm picking up some Jordan skinny syrups. I don't know why Marshall's and TJ Maxx are like the only types of places that have the skinny syrups. I think they have all their fall stuff out now, so I'm gonna get some pumpkin spice. Oh, now breaking. I went for a walk this morning with my dog and I felt a fall breeze. I shit you not. There was fall in the air, and I know it's not until September 21st or 22nd, but I feel it now. So I was like, this is my sign to go get some pumpkin spice flavored syrup. Starbucks is dropping their pumpkin spice latte in like 2 days. All their pumpkin menus, their fall menu. Best believe I'm gonna figure out a macro-friendly version of a pumpkin spice latte because it's basic bitch season, okay? With all that said, I'm gonna hop into Marshall's and I'm gonna show you guys the cool fall stuff I find. Okay, bye. So that is really sad. The store doesn't even open for 20 minutes and I don't feel like waiting. Oh, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and get Starbucks while I'm over here. Sounds like a good plan. But yeah, since when does Marshall's open at 11 a.m.? That's pretty late. All right, sadness. Okay, false alarm. So I'm really tired and I'm hungry and I want coffee and I don't feel like waiting another 20 minutes for the store to open. So I'm actually just heading to Starbucks, a different Starbucks, not the one right there because I don't like that one. Don't tell anyone I said that. I'm just gonna head to Starbucks and go home because I really want my next meal, and the thought of waiting 20 more minutes and having to get back out of my car sounds like too much work. So I'm just gonna be real with y'all. All right, I'll see y'all later. Hopefully I'll do another fall haul, maybe like in a couple days when I am off work to go check out the fall stuff. But today was not the day. R.I.P. What's up, everyone? So I am actually just getting ready to do another singing gig. So I'm gonna do my makeup. While I'm doing my makeup, I figured that the 6 weeks out vlog would be a perfect time to do like a how I started my fitness journey or my past with fitness and what has led me to where I am today. I'm trying to do my makeup at the same time, but I really can't focus sometimes. I don't know if I can multitask, but we're gonna try. This was a good time to start talking about my history with fitness and nutrition and all that. I've been posting some transformations lately and you can see I'm like really skinny, and I'm sure it's obvious to many people that it was not just normal small built Mia. Like I wasn't normally that small built or skinny or anything like that. I'm out of makeup. No. Back in 2015, I was 15 years old and I was starting high school. I was a theater kid, so I was big into performing and singing and acting, all that stuff. I still am. I wasn't really into much fitness at all. I danced, but I didn't do any sports or anything like that. When I was 15, I was cast in a role in a musical that was known to be like really skinny, really fit and small, just lean. And I was not that way. I was a chunkier girl. I wasn't like really overweight. I was just chunkier. I didn't really have much muscle. So when I was cast in that role, obviously I was super excited, but then I was freaking out thinking, I don't look lean or fit enough to be in this role. So I started trying to put myself on like a diet. I downloaded MyFitnessPal, as everyone does, which is a big no-no because everyone knows that the calories they set for an adult or a growing woman is 1,200, which is way too low. So I would try to eat that much. I go to school, I go to rehearsals. I would try to stay under 1,200 calories. And then when I would get home from rehearsals at like 9 p.m., I would binge. I would just like eat a bunch of shitty food. I would think, okay, I was so good all day. I was really on plan. I just ate vegetables at lunch, blah, blah, blah. And then I would eat whatever I want when I got home. So I noticed some patterns where I was trying to eat a little more balanced, but then I'd come home and binge, and then it just became a vicious cycle. I would never throw it up. I was not purging or anything. I would just binge. So the rehearsals went by. I did that show. I played that role. I probably lost like maybe 5 pounds, 5 to 10 pounds, nothing crazy. And after that show happened, and I felt pretty satisfied with the weight that I lost, I completely switched gears, and I started getting into a lot of cardio. Like, I was doing some weightlifting before, some cardio, then I just started doing cardio, and that was like it. I would run 6 to 8 miles a day. Not every single day, but most days I'd be running like long distance running. People believed I was starving myself, which technically I was eating a lot and I was eating very often, but the foods I would choose were all extremely low calorie, like cucumbers and lettuce and no dressing, no fats at all. It was a very confusing time for like my family, because they were like, well, is she anorexic? Is she starving herself because she's eating all the time? But obviously my family, we were all just confused, and I was in denial that there was anything wrong with me. I was afraid to eat anything with high calories. Like, I would just literally choose vegetables. I was never diagnosed with anorexia or anything like that, but I feel like that'd be the closest to what was going on. And I was in and out of therapy. I tried a bunch of different therapists. I didn't feel like anything was really working for me because I just couldn't trust the process. I was afraid of gaining weight. I kept losing, and one day it just clicked in my brain that I was miserable and I needed to make a change. So little by little, I was working on allowing myself more types of food, and it's just weird to say that I don't have some magic recipe to how like it just fixed my problem or anything, how I just magically started gaining weight and being okay with that. It was not like a flip of a switch. It was very up and down, where I would allow myself some new foods and then I would freak out again and think, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, you can't be eating this. We need to stay small. We need to stay skinny. The truth is it's been up and down for the past 6 years. I would say the last 2 years is where I felt pretty much back to normal, where I don't feel like there's any restriction going on. Fast forward a couple years, it got really bad when I was about 16. When I was 17, I started with a personal trainer, Martin Lloyd. He's actually a trainer at my current gym right now, which is really funny. It's like how things come full circle. That's when I began getting super excited about the thought of being more muscular and being strong. So that's when I really started weightlifting, weight training, whatever you want to call it. And he introduced me to some famous bodybuilders, not actually, but like on YouTube. And he started talking to me about how he's competed. And yeah, check this girl out. You might be interested in competing one day. And he showed me Ashley Kaltwasser, which is like 3-time Miss Olympia. I started following her, following other bodybuilders. Like, wow, this would be so cool to do. Sorry, it's thundering and raining. I don't know if you can hear. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. During this time when I was really severely under eating, I decided to go vegan. And I feel like the reason I did that was because when you're around other people and you're eating healthy, people like question you. You're like, why do you want to eat just like a salad? But if you tell them you're vegan, then they'll be like, oh, I understand. You can't eat this other food. So I feel like I chose to be vegan so that I would get less questions and less judgment for choosing healthier options or virtually calorie-free options. So when I started training with Martin, he knew I was vegan, but he was helping me as much as he could, giving me a meal plan for being vegan, which was amazing. I learned so much during this time about macros and about what vegan foods have the most fats, proteins, carbs, yada, yada, yada. I need to focus on this. So I was training with Martin. I probably gained the lowest I ever weighed, which is like so scary to say, was like 96 pounds, maybe a little bit less. But by the time I was training with Martin and putting on muscle, I got about up to 105. And then for a solid 2 years, I was probably between 105 and 110. So I couldn't like push too much past that, which is a much healthier weight. I'm 5'3" for reference. So that was not too crazy underweight. That was pretty normal, just still on the small side. After that, the hurricane hit and I stopped training with him because that gym got shut down. I started going to Fitness Junkie, which is my current home gym. And by that point, I was feeling more back to normal about like just training more for strength, and that's a big thing I had to do. And I stopped all cardio. Thought solely of just like gaining muscle. That's when I learned a lot. I got my personal training certification, which also helped the situation because I learned more. As far as being like food focused and food restricting, it truly just came with time. I was in therapy for a while there, and that definitely helped. But I know for a fact that most of the work came from within, like, and it's just baby steps, like just allowing myself like a new food, like maybe every week. Like, okay, wow, I'm not so focused on the calories of that. Like that's a big win. So it definitely comes with time and with trust. And now I have to be food focused again just because I'm competing, but I view it more as like data. Like, it sounds kind of silly, but like scientific data, because it really is. It's science, what you put in your body, what comes out. It's not, there's no emotional attachment anymore to this food. Like, oh my God, am I going to feel like a bad person for eating this? Am I going to feel happier after eating something sweet? If I'm going to feel guilty? There's no more emotional attachment because it is what it is. So I feel very proud that I've come that far where there's no emotions when I'm worrying about calories, macros, or restricting, because at the end of the day, I'm competing, and it doesn't really matter whether or not I want to eat something or want to not eat something. I feel like I'm missing so much of this story, but when I rewatch it, I'm probably going to think of everything I left out. But I feel like I hit on the key points where, so yeah, I did have anorexic tendencies, and I was never officially diagnosed, but a lot of people were worried about me. It was pretty obvious that was going on. I stopped all cardio, started focusing on strength training. I eventually transitioned out of being vegan and vegetarian because I missed my chicken, as most people probably do. And then over time, I noticed little new wins every day. Even today, I consider myself fully recovered from all that. But there are little things, behaviors that I'll do that I'll think, wow, I wouldn't have acted like this a few years ago. Like, I wouldn't have been so accepting of myself for choosing to eat this over that or whatever. So a big thing I noticed was when I was bulking this past March to now, before I started prep, it was really, really uncomfortable for me getting 35 pounds heavier than the lowest I'd ever been. So that was very uncomfortable, but I was so proud that I gave myself pretty much unconditional permission to eat what I wanted, but it was never bad food. Like, I just knew what I needed, and if I wanted to have some super high carbs fast food, I would, but then most of the time it was healthy. So I don't know, I just feel like I handled that a lot better than old me would have. So yeah, I don't know, I've like barely got any of my makeup done, but it really makes me emotional thinking about how far I've come, because I'm competing, and that seems like something that would be kind of scary for someone who had a previous eating disorder to be restricting so hard again. But I feel like such in a different place mentally, where this just feels like a huge experiment to me, and I don't know, I'm very excited, very grateful that I've come this far. And if you feel like you're struggling with an eating disorder or just disordered eating, please seek help, or you're always welcome to open my DMs, talk to me in my comments, and I will be there for you, because it is really hard and it's not a quick or easy fix. It takes so much time, and I wish I knew this sooner, because I could have been having this conversation 3 years ago instead of 6 years after it started. So anyways, I'll stop rambling, but thank you guys for listening, and I will see y'all in the next clip. So I'm rewatching that clip back, and I realized that I forgot some points that I wanted to make. But when it was really, really bad, I was in school. Like I said, I was in high school. In my sophomore year, I was so depressed, so skinny, freezing all the time, just always felt like lethargic and sick. I literally switched to all online classes, and a lot of people knew I took online classes, and I was also dual enrolled at the college, so I was getting a lot of credits and everything. But the real reason that I stopped in high school and switched online was because I was really, really depressed because of everything going on, and how much like I hated the way I looked, like wanting to gain weight yet not feeling physically or mentally capable of doing so. That is a reason why I finished my second half of high school online, because I was just trying to figure out why I was so sad all the time and why I felt incapable of making a change. So I finally finished my makeup, and I thought of more things I want to say. I strongly recommend, even if you feel like you're doing mentally okay and physically okay, I highly recommend trying therapy out, because it really opens your mind to the way you might be thinking without judging why you're thinking that way. That's my big thing, is I would have these thoughts, I would be so down on myself, and then I immediately judge myself for those thoughts, and that gets you nowhere. If you're gonna judge yourself for what you're thinking, you're beating your own self up. There's no way you can grow and learn to love yourself if you're gonna hate yourself for the thoughts you think. So therapy, what it's taught me the most is being more curious about why I'm behaving in a certain way and getting to the root of it. And it's so much easier said than done. So it's hard to even describe how that works. But I will say, even in the past 2 years when I've been doing so much better, I've still stayed with a therapist. And that's why I feel like I'm doing so much better now, is because I stuck with it even when I thought I was all better, because there's always something to be learned. So that's another thing I wanted to add. Yeah. So I'm making food because I'm starving all of a sudden, and I just wanted to show you all these cute socks I just found. I forgot that I had these. They're like leg warmers. I was freezing and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. But anyways, I just wanted to tell you all that I have never spoken about my history with disordered eating. Like, no one has ever heard me talk about it, and I feel like it's far enough in the future where I finally feel ready to talk about it and not feel so much emotional attachment to it, because I know it can be very triggering for people, and I just don't feel that way anymore. So yeah, I just want to say I feel like so good right now. Like, I've just let so much off my chest, even though like it doesn't feel like an issue anymore, but I just haven't really brought it up in a while. So it feels like so much weight is off. Like, I can't even describe it. It feels great. So I'm here for you guys if you ever need to talk. Hey guys, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video here. It wasn't really a vlog this week because it was really long, obviously, everything I talked about. But thank you, for the bottom of my heart, anyone who made it this far to listen. It's a lot for me to actually talk about all this, and even though it doesn't even feel like an issue anymore, I know it's a big deal to be able to put this out on the internet, and I just feel happy and grateful now that I feel comfortable enough to do that. And just as an update, for anyone who's curious, I'm doing so much better now. I am so happy. I'm not thankful necessarily that I went through all those things, but I know that I would not be the person I am today if I hadn't gone through that. So I definitely don't regret anything, any of the choices I've made, because it's made me a mentally strong person now. And I feel like my mental health, and as far as my anxiety and depression from all that other stuff, it's gotten so much better now that I know how to regulate my emotions, understand them a little more, understand myself, and why I might react certain ways to things, because everyone's always healing their inner child. And I feel like my inner child is that girl who was so confused about what she was doing, insecure about her body and her feelings and all that stuff. So I know that everything happens for a reason, and I'm very grateful to be where I am today, and I'm so excited to be a freaking bodybuilder now, okay? No more shrinking yourself to be small. We are muscle mommies around here, so keep that in mind. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next vlog.